Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the lunchtime market update for Thursday, April 30th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check and see where we're at in the market here today. So here's the monthly chart on SPX. It is the last day of April, and we are just hanging on to that mid-monthly Bollinger Band. I'd love it to push up here a little bit in the end of the day. We're down 41 points right now. We were down as low as 50. So let's see if we can continue to hold that level. That level is actually right at 28.90.54, so we're 8 points above it. Let's see if we can stay above that mid-Bollinger Band for the month after an epic reversal off of the cloud, the trend line, and the 50 monthly moving average. So out of the bear market and back into the kind of this bull market territory. So let's see how we handle that going into the end of the day. And of course, the week, we have to stay as strong as possible. Right? We got one more day left in the week here. We filled the gap. We're testing right kind of this level right here, the Harami cross, which brought us down, out of the below the 30 weekly moving average, is kind of working our way up there. Daily chart, we're right back at the trend line again. So as we say, bullish until proven otherwise, and it looks like they're trying to prove otherwise here today. So a lot of folks have been talking about a rising wedge right here. Again, let's just kind of see if it can confirm, if it can get below this trend line and confirm below that trend line, and then we'll go from there. So good stuff. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday today. Let's actually pull up the SPY here. So here's an inside 15 forming on the SPX right now, below the 15 or below. Okay. So it's pretty interesting stuff, right? We're coming back to this this major pivot level from yesterday's pre-market low. Okay, sometimes we kind of zoom out like this. It really gives you good clarity on your charts. Right, inside 15 right here. So let's see if we can get back above that 15 orb. If not, a breakdown below those pivot levels could be scary. Let's see, ES. Same thing, obviously. These are other key pivot levels here. Look at that. That was we talked about this a few days ago, right? That basically that 2900 level, which we lost here today, but then that 2885, which we're basically pretty close to testing right here. Got crazy 8s right now on it. So 3 snowmen in a row. Look at that. Anyway, so let's take a look here. So it's holding those levels, and if it does break down below here, the next level down is 2877. So obviously the same here on the MES, just a little bit of a tick higher right there. The Qs. Tech sector, huge gap up in a lot of different names today. I have a few requests on those, but just couldn't hold on today, right? So it was just kind of this nice move up after the close based on Microsoft, Facebook, right? All that news, and then today kind of blah, right? Jobs reports kind of actually weighed a little bit heavy on it today for the first time. I don't know, for whatever reason they've been horrible, and every time they rip on the job numbers today, they've decided to chop and kind of work its way down. So that gives you that sentiment, right, into the day. Right, using this we've talked about pre-market stuff going into the day, right? I mean, it's just we've talked about channels and everything, right? So I mean, just just kind of seeing that bearishness going in today and then breaking down below there kind of gives you a clue into the price action here today. So it's pretty cool stuff. So after the close today, we'll have Apple reporting earnings. That should be a huge tell on the market right here. On what's going on, with work in China, how the corona is affecting it. Apple's gonna be a huge tell on what's going on. So we've seen a lot of stuff, Facebook with ad revenue, Google ad revenue, okay, but this is a company that makes things and also is just heavily weighted on a lot of our indexes, right? So very interesting stuff right here. Let's see how Apple reports tomorrow. That's going to be a big clue into the market right there. So let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla had huge earnings yesterday, right? Big move on the Nasdaq, so it's got a big range channel right here, and we're right in the middle of this. We're right below the 15-order range right here. So watch this inside 15 or breakdown at the low of the days. If Tesla, actually wants to come back and retest our 60 anchor levels right here, so like right at the close, there's a pretty epic pullback on it, really, if you think about it, from 869 to 824, over almost 40 points, and then all 886 from yesterday's after hours high. So we're definitely gonna be tracking that one, and then of course Amazon has earnings tomorrow, so definitely one to keep an eye on here. It's kind of chopping around today. It's holding its upward trend. It had some strength into the open today, so it's just kind of holding on the upper the 15 orb high right now. So a couple requests out there. Let's take a look. So we've got Netflix. Oh, double inside week right now on Amazon as well. So Netflix tried to get back above that upward trend line. Couldn't do it there. Left an upper shadow here today. Had a great move at the open. Really was an epic move through all the pre-market levels this morning. So I know some of our folks caught that on the live stream this morning. Great job on that one. Filled the closing gap. Then give you an inside 15 and some chop. It's kind of pulling back here into the 15 orb range right now. So we've got that going on. Zoom. another one that's been on the radar here. So Zoom's pretty interesting right here. It's just kind of chopping down, but really, if you kind of channel these last couple days, I mean, even from here, but here you kind of see just what this thing is doing right here. So kind of see if it does break down later, it could get down to that 130-ish area. So let's see how it closes here. It's definitely in a short-term downtrend here, so definitely one to keep an eye on there. Facebook, of course, big earnings, last huge move up. It's kind of reclaimed about 50% of that range, and which is corresponding right here at the 15 or below. It looks like it's tagging the lows of that right now, so keep an eye on that here. Mr. Softy, Microsoft. Let's take a look here. So that's pulled back, completely faded its gap there, and it's already tagged its closing gap too. So it's in the middle of its 15-hour range, kind of blah right now on Microsoft, but it might start getting some moves going into next week. Twitter had earnings this morning, also an interesting one. Big pullback off of a run up. Wow, pretty amazing stuff, guys. This really pulled back and formed this great channel right here. So that's breaking down a little bit here as well. And then let's take a look at Mickey D's, the Big Mac. So that's pretty cool too. So it's basically here, try to give a little bit of a push up this morning. Huge pre-market range, right? And now it's kind of testing some of the pre-market lows right there. So anyway, good stuff, guys. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the day and has a great rest of your trading day. And we'll see you guys at the Daily Market Wrap. And be sure to tune in tonight at 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time, New York time, when we go live for the 9:30 session. We're gonna have Trader Amog with us tonight to talk about chart patterns on the daily charts, what he uses for our swing group. So I think you guys will really like that. It's going to be a great conversation. So looking for that to kind of wrap up our series this week. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everyone for your support. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And remember, stay healthy and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.